Evening. Preparing for the holidays is stressful for many women. We create and we try to create a meaningful experience for our family that they will cherish for a long time. But what happens when unexpected events occur? How can women of a certain age keep their stress levels in check even while going through the unexpected during the holidays? We're going to talk about that and a few other things in just a moment. I Hi there. Welcome to Stress Talk Live. This is where we are helping you live healthy lives through strategic stress management. I'm going to invite you to like, follow, and subscribe to ML Bailey Consultants on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We do our live streams on Facebook and on YouTube, but we also share stress relieving tips and strategies for sustainable stress relief on all three and on those two as well as Instagram. I hope you're doing well. I'm Marcyline Bailey and I'm so happy that you joined me today. Last week, we started our Get Through the Holidays Without Losing It series. Today, we continue that. We'll continue with the Get Through the Holidays Without Losing It series through the holiday season, which means our last broadcast of the series will be New Year's Day. Woohoo! Yippee! Because New Year's Day falls on a Sunday this year or next year. So we'll be broadcasting on New Year's Day. Isn't that exciting? I think it is. So, what are we talking about today? We are actually talking about what we can do to keep our stress levels in check, although unexpected things happen. So if you're like me, you've done a lot, you do a lot of planning around the holidays. You are making sure that there are no events that are scheduled on the same time. You're making sure that you have gifts lined up. You're doing shopping. You're not only for gifts, but you're also shopping for groceries because you want to make sure you got to cook Thanksgiving, Christmas dinner, or at least coordinate what people are bringing for dinner. Also, who's coming? Who's on your invitation list? There are a lot of things that go into planning holiday festivities. And if you're like me, you plan to the nth degree. You want everything lined up so that it flows just like clockwork. But sometimes things go awry. Sometimes there's missteps and mishaps. Sometimes there are major events that happen that we have no control over. So what do? All of those things increase our stress levels. So today, I'm going to share with you three things that women of a certain age can do to keep their stress levels low during the holiday season, and so that we can in turn also enjoy, right? We want to enjoy the holiday season just like we want our family and our friends to enjoy. So I'm going to get into what we're discussing today, right? The topic of which is how mature women lower stress levels during the holidays when the unexpected happens. So let me give you a little background into why I'm talking about this, because the unexpected does happen. Um, and in one particular thing came to mind. One holiday, we were at my mom's and my dad's. They lived in Florida, and my husband and I were there with our daughters. My brother was there with his sons, and it was around the holidays, but we were having lasagna. It wasn't Christmas Day or Thanksgiving Day, but it was near those times and we were all visiting. We were having lasagna. Well, I went to the lasagna was ready. I helped put the lasagna in the oven, and I was watching it to make sure that it was baking the way it should. And when the timer went off and it was ready to come out, I went to get the lasagna. Well, opened the oven, had my oven mitts. I scooped up the lasagna, and what happened? The pan bent because it was an aluminum pan, and it fell on the floor, just flipped over and fell on the floor. It was all over my foot. And I stood there thinking, oh my gosh, first of all, my foot hurts. It's hot. Secondly, there's dinner. What are we going to eat? So I remained calm, thinking, okay, let me get my foot out of all of this hot um, pile of noodles and sauce and cheese. And if you've ever had hot cheese fall on you, or melted cheese fall on you, or you've bitten into it, it is extremely hot. So I was moving my foot. My brother, on the other hand, came over and he was yelling. He was just yelling. He was I don't know, he was just yelling. And I said, why are you yelling? He said, well, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you. And I said, well, if you're trying to help me, how come you're yelling? I'm using this to illustrate that when our stress levels go up, we get into a whirlwind and we're moving. Our bodies are electrified and we're going like 90 going north, 40 going north. Anyway, we're moving really fast, and our voices oftentimes get elevated, and it comes across as if we're yelling. He was. But it comes across as if we're angry, and we're in this flurry of stuff. The key is that when things happen, we must remain calm, or as calm as possible. If we are able to remain calm and keep our stress levels lower, then we're able to think clearly. When we're thinking from the back of our heads, where the amygdala is, where that part of our brain is that initiates the stress response, we're not able to think. We're reacting. We're just reacting. We want to bring it up to the front, to our frontal lobe, where our thinking cells are in our brain. And we want to let our brain do its job to help us to figure out what it is we need to do, how we need to do it, and when we need to act. So let me go over the 3 things that I want to share with you today. First of all, when something unexpected happens, it's usually something around 3 things, right? Food. The turkey doesn't cook. The oven breaks. Big Mama didn't bring her macaroni and cheese that everybody wanted, and you have to use Cousin Betty's, which, Cousin Betty can't make macaroni and cheese. Um, someone There's something around food. The stores are closed and you need to get a major ingredient for what you're making, the sweet potato souffle. So it may be around food. We had neighbors one year who told us that their mother was responsible for baking the turkey. And when they went to eat the turkey was not fully cooked. It was raw on the inside. And they were sitting down to dinner. So food can be the cause of something unexpected. There's other things that can be the cause of unexpected events. People. One year, my husband, who we were dating at the time, we were driving from Cleveland to Florida over the holidays, and we got into a little fender bender. Um, that was an unexpected event. We weren't hurt; no one was hurt, but the car was, but we weren't hurt. But it was a little fender bender. But what happened was his parents were expecting us to arrive at their home at a certain time, and we couldn't make it because we couldn't drive the car. So that's an unexpected event. They, of course, his parents and family were wondering where we were. When we finally got in touch with them to tell them everything was fine, which it was, they were like, "Oh, we were wondering what was going on." So people can get into accidents. People can have um, uh, they can become ill around the holidays. Um, lots of There could be dissension in families. Family members can be at each other's throats because they're arguing, and you have to figure out how to have a peaceful family gathering with family members who are going back and forth with each other. So food can cause unexpected events. People can cause unexpected events. And what else? How about money? Money can also be the cause of an unexpected event or situation. For example, you may have expected to get paid by your job right before Thanksgiving. However, your employer decided to pay you after, give you your paycheck after Thanksgiving. You may be expecting a paycheck right before Christmas, but likewise, you don't get a paycheck until after Christmas. You might have expected a bonus. You were expecting a bonus and that didn't come. You may have expected your employer to give you a ham or a turkey, and that would have saved you, and you would not have had to purchase a ham or turkey. So, money can also be the cause of an unexpected event. What if your stove goes out and it doesn't work? You have to have repairs. What if your refrigerator quits on you and you have to have repairs? Then you have an expenditure you did not expect during the holidays. What if you need new brakes? What if what if your engine fails? I mean, there are so many things that could happen that will cause you to have to expend or spend more money than you intended. What if your child decides to come home and they don't have a plane ticket, right? There are lots of things. So, food, people, and money can be the causes of unexpected events during the holiday. How do you handle it? Number one, check your thoughts. Check your thoughts. What are you thinking when an unexpected event happens or occurs? Not only what are you thinking, what are the beliefs behind those thoughts? Remember, I always say that what we believe deep down creates thoughts in our head. And when we focus on those thoughts, when we ruminate on those thoughts, they become real to us and they affect how we feel, which in turns affects how we or influences how we behave or act. So, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? When your refrigerator goes out, are you thinking, gosh darn shoot, I was wanting a new refrigerator anyway, so hey, this is my opportunity to get one? Or are you thinking something a little bit more spicy? Why the heck did this choose to go out right now? I don't have the money and I don't want to spend the money on a new refrigerator. Okay? What are you thinking? What's going through your mind? What happens when grandmama doesn't bring the macaroni and cheese that you really wanted, that others wanted, and you have to hear them? What are you thinking? And what are the beliefs behind those thoughts? What's driving those thoughts? So you want to know, you want to keep in mind what you're thinking, what's the beliefs behind those thoughts, and third, you want to recognize whether what you're thinking is based on something that is real, something that is perceived, or something that is imagined. Something that's real, something that's perceived, or something that is imagined. Yes, your refrigerator went out. That's very real. But the thought behind that is what I'm getting to. What's driving that thought? Are you thinking that the holidays are going to be ruined because your refrigerator went out? Are you thinking that now you're going to have to spend an enormous amount of money to get a new refrigerator when you hadn't planned to do so? Are you thinking now that you will not have enough money to purchase gifts? What is driving those thoughts? Are those thoughts negative or are they positive? Are they real? Are they perceived? Meaning, are you perceiving that others will blame you for the broken refrigerator? Are you perceiving that others will hold you accountable for not being able to purchase gifts for them as you had planned? Is it a perception or is it real? Also, is it imagined? Are you just imagining these things, making them up because you're surprised that the refrigerator went out and it's causing you concern? So that's the first thing. You want to check your thoughts. The second thing that you want to do is remember your intention. Remember, I asked you, I've been saying all along, and I will continue to say this during Get Through the Holidays Without Losing It, that you should set an intention for what you want to experience over the holiday season. And when you set your intention, what you're doing is you're establishing a guide for what you want to experience. You are filtering your beliefs, your thoughts, your feelings, and your behaviors through your intention because all of those things need to align with your intention. Here's an example. Did you set an intention of having a peaceful holiday season? If so, then being upset and angry and frustrated over a broken refrigerator may not align with having a peaceful holiday season. In order to have a peaceful holiday season, when the unexpected happens, we want to acknowledge that this event has occurred, but we want to what? First, check our thoughts and what's driving our thoughts. Next, we want to remember our intention and filter all of our beliefs, our thoughts, our feelings, and our behaviors through that intention so that whatever we're believing, thinking, feeling, and doing aligns with that intention. The next thing is making sure anything we do, all of our actions are in line with the intention that we've set. so that we can continue to experience what we've set out to experience during the holidays. What is the third thing that we should do? We should put the event, the unexpected event, in its proper place. Now, how many of us do that? How many of us put events in their proper place? Well, that's something that I am going to suggest that you do. We want to put the event, whatever it is, in its proper place. So, how do we do that? First of all, we want to view it in terms of a continuum, right? In terms of a continuum. And that continuum is really a life or death continuum, as I see it, when it comes to unexpected events. Over here is life, over here is death. Did a broken refrigerator cause anybody to lose their life? Nope. Here's life, here's death. Nope. So it's definitely not here, right? That what your response or reaction should not be here. Where does it fall on the continuum? Put the event in its proper place. Once it's in its proper place, then you can match your response to the place it's in. As I said, is it life or is it death? And I know that sounds pretty harsh and pretty, but when it comes down to it, really that's what things boil down to. If Big Mama doesn't bring her macaroni and cheese, is anybody going to lose their life over it? And really, realistically, will anyone lose their life over not eating Big Mama's macaroni and cheese? No. You might want to stay away from Aunt Betty's macaroni and cheese, but that's a whole different matter. What I'm saying is when we put unexpected events in their proper place, we can respond accordingly. Also, what happens if we've already jumped? Stress level has gone through the roof and we've already jumped and reacted in a way that's inconsistent with the proper place that the event is in. What do? We rein things back in so that we can, again, respond appropriately. Okay? So here we are. We've talked about how mature women lower stress during the holidays when the unexpected happens. And we're talking about, I'm trying to fix this here. It's in my face, in my eyes. I can't figure out which way. There we go. Couldn't figure out which way that hair was going. Anyway, so we've been talking about how to keep your stress levels low when unexpected things happen. Number one, I shared that we need to check our thoughts. Make sure that our thoughts are what we want to understand, what's driving our thoughts, because that in turn will influence how we feel as well as influence our behavior. The next thing is we need to remember our intention, the intention that we set. What is the intention that you've set for what you want to experience over the holiday season? Do your thoughts align with that intention? Do your beliefs, do your feelings, and does your behavior align with what you've set as an intention for the holiday season? And third, we've talked about putting the event in its proper place on a continuum of life. Is it over here where people are living, or has someone lost their life because of the unexpected event? Chances are no one has lost their life. So put it in the proper place on the continuum, and then act accordingly. So those are the three things that I wanted to share with you. I do have a question though. Have you taken the quiz? Take the quiz. The quiz is going to tell you where you are in terms of your stress levels. And copy the QR code just to make sure you get to the right. I hope you've copied the QR code. I'm so glad that you joined me today. We are going to return next week with more Get Through the Holidays Without Losing It. We're here every Sunday at 7 p.m. Share it with your friends. Let them know what we're talking about. We, again, are working on helping you live a healthy life with strategic stress management. I'm Marcyline Bailey. As always, take good care.